Most people get this wrong when trying to start a company in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. They jump straight into registering a business name, without understanding the legal system first. And that mistake alone can cost weeks, sometimes months of delays. Here's the truth no one tells you. Starting a company in the DRC is not complicated, but it is highly procedural. If you follow the wrong order, your application gets stuck. If you miss one document, you restart the process. And if you don't understand the local institutions, you waste time moving between offices that should never have been visited in the first place. In this video, I'm going to break everything down step by step in the simplest way possible. No legal jargon. No confusion. Just a clear roadmap that shows you exactly how to register a company in the DRC in 2026, even if you are starting from zero. You will learn how to choose the right business structure, how registration actually works, what documents you need, where to submit them, how taxes work, and how long the full process takes. And more importantly, you will understand how to avoid the common mistakes that slow most foreigners and locals down. So if you are serious about launching a business in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, stay until the end, because I'll also show you how to avoid the most expensive mistake beginners make when registering their company. Now let's start with the basics. The first thing you need to understand is that the DRC uses a centralized business registration system. This means you do not register your company in multiple places like in some countries. Instead, everything flows through one main system called the Guichet Unique de Création d'Entreprise, often called the one-stop shop for business creation. But here's the problem. Even though it is called a one-stop shop, it still connects multiple institutions behind the scenes. That includes the commercial registry, tax authority, social security system, and sometimes sector-specific regulators depending on your business type. Now this is where most people fail. They think it is just a formality. But in reality, each institution is verifying your company step by step. So your application must be perfect from the start. Let's move into step 1. Step 1 is choosing your business structure. This is important because everything else depends on it. In the Democratic Republic of the Congo, the most common structures are a sole proprietorship, a private limited company, and a public limited company. For most people watching this video, you will either choose a sole proprietorship or a private limited company. A sole proprietorship is the simplest. It is usually used by freelancers, small traders, and consultants. The owner and the business are legally the same. That means if the business has debts, you are personally responsible. But here's where it gets interesting. Most serious entrepreneurs avoid this structure because it limits growth and makes it harder to get investors or open corporate bank accounts. Now the private limited company is the most popular choice for startups and small to medium businesses. It separates your personal assets from the business. So if something goes wrong, your personal property is protected. Let's take an example. Imagine Alex from India wants to open a logistics company in Kinshasa. If Alex chooses a sole proprietorship and the business faces debt, Alex is personally liable. But if Alex chooses a private limited company, the liability stays within the company. This small decision changes everything later. Now here's the transition point. Once you choose your structure, the next step is naming your company. But don't rush this part. The name must be unique and approved by the registry. If another company already has a similar name, your application will be rejected immediately. And this is where many applicants lose time because they do not check availability properly. In most cases, you submit 3 possible names in order of preference. The registry will approve one based on availability. Now let's move to step 3, which is where things start to become more technical. You need to prepare your incorporation documents. This includes your company statutes, identification documents of shareholders, and proof of address. Now here's the problem most beginners face. They download random templates from the internet that do not match DRC legal requirements. And when they submit those documents, the system rejects them. So the safer approach is to either work with a local legal professional or use the templates provided directly by the Guichet Unique system. Your company's statutes are basically the constitution of your business. It defines ownership, responsibilities, profit distribution, and management structure. For example, if John and Jake are starting a tech company together, the statutes will clearly define who owns what percentage, who manages operations, and how decisions are made. Now, let's move to step 4, which is submission through the one-stop-shop system. This is where everything comes together. You submit your application at the Guichet Unique Center or through their digital platform, if available in your region. The officers will review your documents, verify identity, and check compliance. Now here's where it gets interesting. If your documents are correct, the process is fast. In some cases, approval can happen within a few days. But if something is missing, your file is returned, and you must correct it before resubmission. There is no shortcut here. Accuracy matters more than speed. Once your application is approved, your company is officially registered in the Commercial and Movable Credit Register, often known as RECMN. And this is a major milestone because it legally recognizes your business. But we are not done yet. Step 5 is tax registration. Your company must be registered with the National Tax Authority. This gives you a tax identification number. Without this number, you cannot issue invoices legally or operate a formal business bank account. Now let's pause here because this is a stage where many people get confused. They think company registration automatically includes tax registration. But in practice, they are connected but still separate steps. If you skip tax registration, your business is incomplete in the eyes of the law. Now, step 6 is Social Security registration if you plan to hire employees. This ensures that employees are covered under the national system. For example, if Sarah starts a cleaning company in Lubumbashi and hires staff, she must register with the Social Security Institution to comply with labor laws. Now let's talk about timelines. On average, the full process of starting a company in the Democratic Republic of the Congo can take anywhere from a few days to a few weeks depending on document accuracy, workload at the registry, and your business type. But here's the key insight. Most delays are not caused by the government system. They are caused by incomplete or incorrect submissions. Now let's talk about costs. Costs vary depending on the type of company and professional services used. There are government fees for registration, publication fees, and sometimes notary or legal fees if you use assistants. But the biggest hidden cost is delay. Every extra week spent fixing documents slows your business launch and increases operational risk. Now here's a practical example. Imagine Jake wants to open a small import business in Kinshasa. He prepares everything quickly but skips proper name verification. His application gets rejected. He loses 2 weeks fixing the issue. Meanwhile, competitors already enter the market. That is the real cost of mistakes. Now let's go into the final and most important part of this guide. The biggest mistake people make is starting operations before full legal compliance. They think once they submit documents, they can start trading. But in reality, operating without full registration exposes you to fines, legal issues, and banking restrictions. So the smart approach is simple. Wait for complete registration, tax ID, and all approvals before scaling operations. Now let's quickly summarize everything so you can remember it clearly. First, choose the correct business structure. Second, reserve your company name. Third, prepare accurate legal documents. Fourth, submit through the one-stop-shop system. Fifth, complete commercial registration. Sixth, register for taxes. And seventh, register for Social Security if needed. If you follow this order exactly, you avoid 90% of the problems most people face. And here is the final insight. Starting a company in the Democratic Republic of the Congo is not about complexity. It is about precision. The system rewards accuracy, not speed. So, if you take your time to prepare properly, the process becomes smooth and predictable. If you rush, you will keep hitting delays. Now you are ahead of most beginners because you understand the full system from start to finish. If you found this guide helpful, like the video, share it with someone who is planning to start a business, and subscribe for more step-by-step country business guides like this one. And if you want, comment below the country you want next, and I will break it down in the same simple way.